Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on POSHMARK, and in today's video I'm going to talk about 5 things that it's important to know or remember as a reseller. These are things that you can really get all wrapped up in that just don't matter, or they're not important, or whatever the case may be. So I hope this video is helpful for you, and I hope that you can use these daily reminders, because I feel like it's important to have reminders to keep us on track, especially in those tougher times. So hopefully this video helps you, and make sure that you're subscribed so you never miss a future video that I do here on this channel. Okay, the first thing, and probably the most important thing to remember, is that you can't please everyone. So you're gonna get those bad reviews, you're gonna get people that are not happy, you're gonna get people that complain about the smallest little things, and unfortunately that's just the reality of having a small business. And people probably do this with stores, and they do this with Amazon or any company. You think people are just get mad, or even like a restaurant, for example, like they get mad and leave a bad review, and that's like what's gonna happen with you. And even if you're doing everything right, even if you think you're doing nothing wrong, you're gonna still have someone that's not happy. And so it took me a long time to really not care about those bad reviews. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I still get a little upset when I get them, but really they happen so not often at all, every once in a blue moon. And I have so many ratings that like a bad review doesn't really affect my ratings overall. But I understand how this could upset someone that has a smaller closet, or maybe someone that is not as strong yet because they haven't had that many bad reviews yet. I'm here to tell you that they don't matter, because no one can see anything that is a poor rating on your closet. So if it's less than those 4 stars, people can't see it. So it doesn't really matter. The only thing it does is affect your overall rating, but it doesn't affect it that much if you have a lot of reviews. But like, I get so frustrated when people complain about small things that are out of your control. And actually, today I had someone that gave me a 4-star rating and said like, oh, it was slow ship time. And yeah, I didn't ship it the same day. Yeah, I didn't ship it the next day. But the thing is, it still arrived to them in less than a week. And so I'm not sure why they're so upset about how slow it took, especially because it was such a cheap item. And the thing that really bothers me is like, I will wait three weeks for a package to come. In fact, I've waited even longer from some of my closer reselling friends, and yet I still give them a 5-star rating. And anything that I've ordered in general, if it takes long to ship, I do not take away ship time, and I do not take away rating points, because I just don't think that's fair. Half the time it's out of their control. And I mean, yeah, if you ship the next day and it doesn't start tracking for 4 days, that happens. I ordered something on Sunday and it still hasn't started tracking, and today's Thursday. So I just, sometimes you just can't be upset about the small things, and it's really easy to get all wrapped up in them and just get upset, but in reality, it's just not worth your time, it's not worth your effort. So just know that you can't please everyone, and once you start kind of realizing this, you just kind of start living a carefree life. I mean, obviously don't go crazy and start sending out horrible packages, but keep doing what you're doing. And even if you get someone that doesn't appreciate what you're doing, most people do, and most people are going to let you know that they appreciate it by giving you a good positive review. Okay, the next one that's really important is good customer service really does matter, because this really helps people that want to keep coming back to your page, or this helps when people are answering or asking questions and then you answer them and then they can purchase right away. It's really important to be responsive and have that good customer service. Don't be rude to buyers. Don't like start drama with buyers. Like, if somebody asks you a question and it may seem like a stupid question, or say they ask you for measurements and the measurements are in the listing, because I've had that happen many a times. Don't be rude, don't be sassy, just tell them, please kindly look at the photos where I have the measurements, let me know if there's anything that I missed that you would like to see. You don't have to be rude, and I think this goes a long way, because that might just like, if you're like rude with them, they might just not want to purchase. But if you just say, hey, kindly look at the listing, they might have just not looked at that, because we all know that buyers don't look at listings, and maybe they'll just look at it and see, and then maybe they'll purchase. And I also think it's important to be kind to your buyers, because again, that's what keeps them coming back and back. I have so many people that have shot for my page time and time again who just keep coming back because they know that what I do is, good to them, and I give out good product, and they like my packaging and all of that stuff. And again, that wouldn't happen if I wasn't kind to them and if I wasn't giving good customer service. So it really goes a long way, and it really does matter if you want to really sustain customers and keep them coming back to your page. Okay, the next thing that's really important to remember is listing quality really does matter and does make a difference. So I know personally, like, I will be scrolling through my Poshmark feed, or I'll be searching for an item, and I'll come across several listings of something that I like, and I'll go and like all of them and then keep them in, my likes so I can reference them for when I'm ready to purchase. But like, I'm not going to like an item that the listing is dark and there's no description, there's no details, there's no measurements, there's one photo. Like, I'm not going to like that. I'm gonna find another one that is better. And so I think it really does matter, and it does make a difference. It really helps you make more sales. So take the extra time to put your listings together and make them look nice. And personally, I find it's important to have good lighting, and if it's not really a bright and, well-lit day, then I'm not going to take photos that day. I'm just going to focus on other things. And that's really important to remember. You don't want to have really, really dark photos where someone can't really tell what the color is, or the coloring is wrong, or you only have one photo so they have no idea even how it's going to fit. You don't have a good description, you don't have a good title. These are all things that really matter, and it's going to prevent you from making sales, and it's going to prevent people from wanting to purchase from your page. So it's really, really important to have those good listings. Take the extra 5 minutes and it will result in a lot more sales. Okay, the next thing that's really important, and it took me a while to learn this because in the beginning I was just kind of following what other people were doing, but you don't have to do what everybody else is doing that they have success with, because you can kind of make your own path and you will have success doing that. And I know, like, I've seen so many people say, oh, I have such good luck selling Lululemon, or I have such good luck selling like these brands or whatever, Free People, whatever the brands may be. And personally, I can't sell Lululemon for the life of me. I've tried, and I thought like everybody else was selling it, so I thought maybe I would do it too. And it just always would sit, and I would sell it for really dirt cheap, and it just wasn't worth it after all. Really, I just started carving my own path and doing my own thing, and getting inventory really cheap, and then selling it for cheap or selling it for whatever amounts, and that works for me. So you have to find what works for you. Don't be afraid to kind of like venture out and do your own thing. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing just because other people are doing it and have success with it. Because I actually find that like sometimes if somebody else has success, I might not, or vice versa. Something I'm doing, people might not have success with. So I think that's just really more important to focus on. And like I said, like if I'm not having good luck with Lululemon, somebody else might. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to try and copy what they're doing to have the success, because maybe we're doing two different things. And you don't have to copy people to have success. You can really do your own thing and have a lot of luck with it. And that's really, really important, because that makes your closet stand out too, because you're not just doing what every other reseller is doing. And the final one that I want to talk about in this video is it's really, really important to adapt with the times. You can't be so stuck in your old ways of how you used to source, what brands you used to source, and all of that. And like maybe what worked 5 years ago for you, because things have changed. So maybe if you're still doing the exact same thing that you did when you started reselling, maybe 5, 6 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, maybe switch things up, try something new. Maybe find a new way to source. Maybe make sure you're only sourcing items that are cheaper. Make sure that you are willing to, pick up new brands. Try brands that you weren't familiar with. Maybe pick up brands that you thought weren't good 5 years ago because maybe now they're good. There's so many different ways that you could adapt, and also that just goes for like using new features on Poshmark when they come out. Don't be afraid to really use a new feature. I mean, I was afraid to do Posh shows for the longest time, and now I kind of love going live. So it's just one of those things where you just have to kind of try things out and see how it works, and you might end up really just finding something else that really works for you. I know I've talked in videos about how I used to source my items really, really high, and I used to think that like certain brands were really good, and for a while I was buying items for really high prices that weren't really good. And it took me a long time to realize that like I don't want to be paying those prices, nor do I want to be picking up those brands. And so I've really started changing and getting new brands, opening my horizons, and that's actually led me to finding some of my better brands. And also it's led me to getting inventory a lot cheaper. So I just find that was like so helpful to do, and I think it could help you out as well. Hopefully you learned something in this video, and let me know down below which of these is one thing that you are going to really try and focus on going forward. Maybe it's that first one, because again, we all get frustrated with those bad reviews. We all get frustrated when something just seems unfair. But let me know down below which one you're going to focus on and what one you really like, what one really resonates with you. If you want to see another video on maybe unique ways that you can thrift and source, you can click right here. And if you want to see another video on 7 things I learned in 7 years of reselling on Poshmark, you could click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.